Russell Westbrook has proven his doubters wrong recently. He brought the Wizards from the bottom of the East to the 8th seed, having his best season since his MVP year. And while not everybody's giving him the respect he deserves, he's regained a lot of respect from general NBA fans. But I still don't think he's getting all the credit he needs. In fact, I think as of right now, he's nearly a top 10 player and is better than Beal, which many people would consider crazy to think. Now before we get this video started, as always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, and let's get right into it. Going into this season, Westbrook hate was at an all-time high, and with him struggling with injuries, he wasn't doing anything to make himself look any better. While his stats weren't terrible, he was incredibly inefficient and just looked lousy. And after getting hurt around the All-Star break, with the Wizards near the bottom of the East, the season was not looking good for either Westbrook or the team. But since coming back from his injury, he's been at his best since his MVP season. His stats since the All-Star break are about 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists a game. And while his efficiency hasn't been good by any means, with 44, 32, 70 splits, that's the best efficiency since his MVP year. We've seen him put up crazy triple-double numbers before, but never with this many assists and rebounds. He led the NBA in assists by a long shot and was 7th in rebounds per game, even with his sluggish start to the season. He leads the NBA in triple-doubles this year, having more than double the amount of second-place Jokic, and even surpassed Oscar Robertson's all-time record recently, a record that both Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson said would be impossible to surpass. Now you can argue that he only did that because of how normal triple-doubles are nowadays, but consider this: why did triple-doubles become so normal? Russell Westbrook. He's gotten so many over his career that it's become normalized to NBA fans and other players. With now 4 seasons averaging a triple-double for Westbrook, he's now had 4 times more than anybody else in history. It doesn't matter if triple-doubles have been normalized, because nobody besides him has done it since Oscar Robertson, and he's done it 4 times. A lot of people will throw around the stat padding argument. Westbrook only gets the stats he does because of stat padding, and he doesn't care about wins. And that's not true. Stat padding doesn't make a scrub average a triple-double. Stat padding is going out of your way for your 10th rebound or the 20th point, to the possible detriment of the team. So stat padding can get you a few extra triple-doubles, but it's not going to make a huge difference, and I don't even think he does it as much as people think. And for the people who think his triple-doubles don't contribute to wins, his teams all time are 138 and 46 when Westbrook has a triple-double, has a 75% win percentage, or 61 wins in a normal 82-game season. Even on the Wizards this year, probably the worst team he's played on besides his first few seasons, Westbrook is 23 and 15 when he has a triple-double, which is a 60% win percentage and adds up to 50 wins in an 82-game season. I don't see how a 75% win percentage all time with triple-doubles equates to not caring about wins. Westbrook is one of the most competitive players we've ever seen, and to say he doesn't care about wins is insulting. Bradley Beal has been in DC his whole career now. And while he made the playoffs multiple times in the past, he hasn't made it since John Wall got hurt, and he was not leading the team in the years that they did. In the last few years with Wall out, Beal has taken up the position as the team leader and become one of the most prolific scorers in the NBA. At the start of the season, when the team wasn't winning, there was a big narrative that Beal needed to be freed from DC. But he'd been losing in Washington for years, and once Westbrook came back to full health, the team ascended to a playoff spot. Beal is a great scorer, and you can't take that away from him. 30 points per game isn't easy in any era, but I think Beal's impact is way less than Westbrook's. This season is perfect proof. At the start of the season, it seemed like people were blaming Westbrook for the losses, even though the team hadn't made the playoffs in 2 years with Beal as the leader. This is not to take away from Beal, but his playstyle can't lead a team. Westbrook, while he isn't perfect, is a much better leader and a more complete player. Beal is a terrible defender. The numbers back that up. And while Westbrook's steal numbers can overrate how good of a defender he is, his size, determination, and athleticism will always make him a better defender than Beal. When you really look at it, Beal is not as good as Westbrook, but it seems like many people want to put it that way. Now, a valid criticism of Westbrook is that he hasn't had any playoff success since KD left the Thunder. While his playoff efficiency isn't good by any means, he's not as bad of a playoff player as people make him out to be. And he's not the only one to blame for all of his early playoff exits. Obviously, in 2017, he had no help on his team and didn't really stand a chance. And in 2018, the team probably should have won, but just as much blame should go on Melo and Paul George as Westbrook. And don't forget that rookie Donovan Mitchell was playing like a superstar in that series. Same goes for the next year with Lillard. As for the 2020 playoffs, Westbrook was recovering from the virus and an injury, so it was his circumstances that led to his terrible play. And saying that, he's not a great playoff player. He doesn't elevate his game at all, and is generally very inefficient in the playoffs. But the way I see it, it doesn't matter as much as people make it out to be. At the end of the day, the reason the NBA exists is to provide entertainment, and Westbrook provides that. He plays with passion and explosiveness that we've almost never seen before. Championships and playoff success may affect where a player ranks when it's all said and done, but Westbrook would be just as talented now if he had won a championship. You have a choice to like him or not, but it's best to appreciate the greatness we're witnessing before it's over. At 32 years old, the years are limited for Russell Westbrook, and I think he'll likely never win a championship. But for now, he's not washed, he's the best player on his team, and with or without a championship, he's still one of the greatest point guards of all time. But what do you think? Where do you think he ranks among players right now and all time? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.